The Rays capped off a comeback Saturday. Willie Ibar's first career walk-off home run, the margin of victory. Today, a Sunday spectacular pitching matchup. Cy Young Award winner Cliff Lee spins his tale versus Cy Young hopeful Matt Garza, looking to blow away the Mariners. Rays baseball next. It's another Kids Sunday at Tropicana Field with the latest Rays headwear in evidence. Those light blue caps given out to the youngsters. So it will be an exciting and noisy afternoon at the ballpark as the Tampa Bay Rays meet the Seattle Mariners. Well, hi again, everyone, and welcome to another afternoon of Rays baseball with Kevin Kennedy. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you looking in here today. Todd Callis will be along throughout the afternoon as well. Rays have divided the series so far against the Seattle Mariners. They still run first place, best record in baseball, up by a game in the American League East. And as pitching matchups go, Kevin, you don't get much better than this one. Cliff Lee, another left-hander, will face the Rays, and Matt Garza pitches for the Rays.
The Rays have faced more than their share of lefties and good pitching overall in the last 10 to 12 days or so. They faced Cliff Lee 2 starts ago for both Matt Garza and Cliff Lee, and he was pretty much lights out until late in the game when the Rays finally rallied to get to him and put up 4 earned runs and 8 innings pitched. But he pitched well for the first part of the game until finally the Rays got their bats going and finally got inside some cutters. But he paints. No walks so far in his starts this year in 2010. So he paints both sides of the plate. Matt Garza, in his last start versus Seattle, he did have one in Anaheim, of course. He pitched great against Cliff Lee. And when they got 2 runs, the Mariners did on a 2-run home run by Gutierrez, and then the Rays came back and tied it. Matt Garza, in the final 4 innings of that game, only allowed 2 base runners, 1 walk, and 1 base hit. So you expect big things once again from Matt Garza.
And you're right, the Rays have seen a lot of left-handed pitching this year. In fact, they played 36 games. They have seen a left-handed starter in 16 of those. And interestingly enough, while the Rays have hit under 230 off lefties, they're 11-5 in those games in which they have seen a left-handed starter. They're hoping all of that will hold true here this afternoon against a very good southpaw in Cliff Lee. When we come back, a closer look at the newest Ray, Hank Blaylock, up from Durham after a long stretch in the big time with the Texas Rangers. Todd Callis takes a close look at Hank Blaylock.
Just minutes away from the first pitch on a Kids Sunday at Tropicana Field, as all the kids are enjoying their new Rays baseball caps, at least the first 10,000 kids 14 and under. As we welcome you back inside the Dome, Todd Callis with you as the Rays get ready to wrap up the series against the Mariners, rubber game of this 3-game set. New face in the lineup today for the Rays, and that is Hank Blaylock. Yesterday in a roster move, the Rays designated Pat Burrell for assignment. You can see what Burrell did in his 146 games with the Rays, 218, 16 home runs. None of those against left-handed pitching, unfortunately. And Hank Blaylock is recalled from AAA Durham. He spent his entire career with the Texas Rangers, including his rookie season at age 21. Earlier today, we caught up with Hank Blaylock and asked him about coming back to the big leagues after having it taken away from him for the first time ever.
Yeah, it was actually I look at it as a positive in my career that I had to work my way back here, and like I said before, I'm excited to be here, help contribute to a great team.
What was your mindset when you went down to Durham? I knew initially you weren't thrilled with it, but then once you thought about it, it seemed like you had a great attitude down there.
Yeah, it was real important for me to just keep my focus going and not worry about if I'm going to be called back up or what my situation was. I just tried to work on my game and play hard and play winning baseball and see what opportunities present themselves.
Hank Blaylock with our Geico quote of the game. You can see what he has done so far this year at AAA Durham in 26 games, slugging for over 500 points and his batting average close to 350. That leads us to our Autoway text poll question of the day. If you need a car, truck, or van, who you going to call? Call 1-800-SHOP-AUTOWAY. We ask you this. What do you think of the Rays roster move by bringing Hank Blaylock up and designating Pat Burrell for assignment? TB1 for It's About Time. TB2 for the Rays should have waited. TB3, that Burrell wasn't really the only issue with the Rays' struggling offense as of late. And TB4, well, it's too early to tell. You can text your votes to 789-789. Standard message and data rates do apply, and we'll have the results for you in our Rays Live post-game show. And that was Hank Blaylock. You saw their video against the Rays in the past. So we are getting ready for baseball. It is a Sunday. It is an outstanding pitching matchup. And Matt Garza on the mound for the Rays, Cliff Lee on the mound for the Mariners. We'll have all the action with Dwayne Stats and Kevin Kennedy next in high definition.
Baseball is brought to you by your Southeast Toyota dealer. You can buy a car that compares itself to a Toyota, or you could just buy a Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, moving forward. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Today's Rays broadcast on Sun Sports is presented in beautiful HD by H.H. Gregg. Welcome back to Tropicana Field. Let's take a quick look at the Seattle starting lineup. Ichiro Suzuki in there in the leadoff spot at right, followed by Sean Figgins. Franklin Gutierrez, 5 of 11 lifetime against Matt Garza, hits third. Jose Lopez, the third baseman, is the cleanup hitter, followed by Ken Griffey Jr. in the lineup today as the DH. Casey Kochman from Seminole, Florida. Seminole High School hits in the number 6 spot. Josh Wilson is the shortstop, and Josh Bard, just summoned from the minor leagues, will hit 8th. He'll do the catching, and Michael Saunders is the left fielder hitting 9th.
The Rays come in with the best starting staff in Major League Baseball at 2.62. The ERA. Matt Garza is 2.49. That is 9th in the American League in 50 2/3 innings. Excellent strikeout to walk ratio, 46 to 15, 214 batting average against. This will be his 8th start overall. And behind him defensively for the Rays today, Carl Crawford in left, BJ Upton in center, and Gabe Kapler in right. Around the infield left to right, Evan Longoria, Jason Bartlett, Sean Rodriguez, and Hank Blaylock to start at first base. Tiano Navarro behind the plate.
Well, Matt Garza all set to go to work. Ichiro Suzuki in the lineup at the top spot where he usually is. He's hitting third, running third in the American League in hitting with a 360. And here is the first pitch of the game. It's upstairs. A fastball from Garza. 1 ball, no strikes. His overall numbers, and 417 against right-handed pitching. Tap to the right side, and Sean Rodriguez handles this one to start this game. So a little soft bouncer out to second.
It's always a big out to get Ichiro out as hot as he is right now. As you said, over 400 against right-handers. He can just serve the ball. It's incredible the way he can wait on the ball with that leg kick.
And extend at bats like nobody else can.
Foul off great pitches, not make you work a lot. And fortunately for Matt Garza, he got him out on 2 pitches.
Garza faces Sean Figgins. Figgins hitting left-handed. 188 overall. There's the strike. And 139 as a left-handed hitter. The moves the Mariners made as they attempted to improve their club off a very good season last year. A number of those moves have not worked out to this point. You have to think that sooner or later Figgins, who's one of them, who has had such great seasons in the majors already with the Angels, will start to hit. In fact, Don Wakamatsu's talking about his bullpen. Asked about that. He said he admitted some problems, but not so much the bullpen as the fact that they're just not scoring runs and not taking advantage of run-scoring opportunities. 1 and 2. That seems to be going around. The Rays have had such great pitching. The offense, they scored 3 runs first game of the series, lost 3 runs yesterday and won in dramatic fashion. So both these managers looking for more offense. Breaking ball and a fly ball lifted to center. BJ Upton makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down, but there are 2 pretty good arms out there today. On the hill. Tough to hit against these guys.
There's just been a string of just super pitching performances the last couple of weeks that the Rays have faced. I think that's part of the problem why some of the guys have been in these 3 for 40 slumps. And on the Rays side, 1 through 5, as we touched on in spring training, we thought 1 through 5 the Rays would be right up there near the top. Well, they are number 1 completely as far as starters ERA at 2.62. So had it not been for the starters pitching as well as they had, this record would not be 25 and 11, obviously.
Franklin Gutierrez takes a pitch low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
The one bright spot right here, signed an extension in spring training. Gutierrez hitting over 300 with 20 RBIs.
Yeah, and he's one guy who has hit with men in scoring position in the Seattle lineup. In fact, he's in the top 10 in the American League in that department at 390. So he has been very good at the plate.
Good fastball hitter. He did that at that home run in Seattle against Matt Garza, a 2-run shot to right field, but that's all Matt gave up in that start against Cliff Lee.
Stairs
pitching him carefully.
And he went way up with the fastball there. 3-0, and you see the lifetime numbers, 5 of 11 now with that home run included. The count, and that is ball 4. Fastball inside. So Garza very careful to Gutierrez. Jose Lopez, the cleanup hitter, their third baseman, about to step in. He's hitting .212. Pitch up and away a bit. Baseball. So Garza missing on the first delivery to Lopez after the walk to Gutierrez.
That's John Hirschbeck behind the plate in today's game. Veteran umpire.
He's working on 27 years in the major leagues.
Going fast too.
There's a fly ball into left. Carl Crawford waiting and makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, a walk, and a man left, and we're headed into the bottom of inning 1. Rays come again to hit. Seattle, Joe Madden's lineup has Jason Bartlett at the top spot at short, Carl Crawford, and then Gabe Kapler hits third today. More on that a little later. Evan Longoria, Willie Ibar, the DH, and Hank Blaylock is at first base. He has some great numbers against Cliff Lee. Upton, Navarro, and Rodriguez rounding out the Rays lineup.
Cliff Lee on the mound for Seattle, one of the two main aces behind Felix Hernandez with 3 starts in 2010. He's got a 2.01 earned run average, no walks, 15 strikeouts.
The first pitch to Jason Bartlett is, of course, a strike from Cliff Lee.
Naturally. I mean, he just pounds it. Of course, he likes that cutter in on the righties.
Upstairs.
There's the first cutter of the day.
One, and we saw a lot of those when he pitched against the Rays up in Seattle. That was 11 days ago. There's a little pop up to the right side. Kochman makes the grab.
Defensively for the Mariners, just saw Casey Kochman at first. Around the outfield, left to right, Michael Saunders, Franklin Gutierrez, and Ichiro Suzuki. Around the infield, left to right, Jose Lopez, Josh Wilson, Sean Figgins, and Casey Kochman. Josh Barr just called up to replace Adam Moore, who went on the DL. He's doing the catching today.
Carl Crawford goes after the first pitch fastball, and if you see a straight fastball from Lee early, chances are you're going to be swinging.
That's it. You don't want to be hitting 0-1, 0-2 with Cliff Lee.
And the bunt by Crawford, bobbled by Lee, and the throw is not in time. So the speed forcing the issue. Crawford bunted it a little harder than he wanted, but still there was that hurry-up issue facing Lee.
Well, you know, we saw Carl lay down a nice bunt in Anaheim, and it helped create an inning, a couple of runs. And this one's on his own, of course, bunted it too hard back to Lee. But you're right, Lee hurried it, even though if he picks it cleanly, he's probably got Carl out by 10 feet. But he rushed it and dropped it. By the time he recovered, it's too late.
So there's a base runner on the pitcher's error. A bunt attempt there by Crawford puts him aboard. And now Gabe Kapler out of the third spot. He's up here despite being 1 of 8 with 4 strikeouts lifetime against Lee. Joe Madden has him batting in the number 3 spot today. First time he's started a game hitting third since September of 08, when he was a member of the Milwaukee Brewers in a game against the New York Mets. He went 1 for 3 that day, a double off Oliver Perez. Swing and a miss. Who, as you've already noted, Kevin, is now in the Mets bullpen.
He is. He's just got relegated to the bullpen for the Mets, not getting it done in that rotation. He walks too many guys. But it's an interesting move, because the question would be, why not just move Longoria up to 3 if Ben Zobrist resting today, and Ibar up to 4?
Pitch is fouled back.
And I think it's a fair question for people to ask. And, you know, I think Joe Madden just didn't want to move those 2 guys. Longoria, even though he hit third all last year and likes third, he's hitting 324 and 9 home runs in the 4th spot.
Yeah. And when you look at, interestingly enough, when you look at numbers against lefties this year, Kapler's hitting 250 with a home run. Ibar's hitting 229 against left-handed pitching. That's a strike that started wide and cut over, and he's called out on strikes.
Now there's 5 strikeouts and 9 at-bats against Cliff Lee. Now this is a backdoor cutter. You can't put that any better than what he just did. What a beauty. That's what a late cutter, what you really want it to do. That's where you have an advantage, when you got a late moving cutter like Cliff Lee, not the one that's kind of sweeps and stays flat in the zone. It runs into your swing.
So here is Evan Longoria. Pitch is down, and that's what makes Lee so difficult. He has command of the cutter. He can start it wide to a right-handed hitter and have it come back to catch the edge of the plate.
Yeah, it just.
Or he can run it in on a right-handed hitter, and he pops you up and gets a little ground ball.
Well, he's got a very efficient delivery. I mean, very little moving parts. You see, he just gets on the mound. Of course, he's in the stretch now, but even from the windup, just a repeatable delivery.
He's down to Longoria. 3 balls, no strikes.
You watch his hands are in front of his chest. They don't move from there. He doesn't bounce them or anything like that. He keeps them right there. So really, and he's already in the turn position, even when he's in the windup, not the stretch. So really all he has to worry about is his landing leg going straight toward his target.
3-1.
And his arm slot is the same on all of his pitches.
Toss open at first. Crawford put down the bunt and has reached on the error.
for the Rays to get a jump early. It's been a while since they've gotten on the board first. They've had to battle back frequently here.
Foul and beyond the dugout, runs the count to 3-2. Rays start this day having scored 195 runs. That's second in the American League, fourth overall in the major leagues, but it's been a battle to score runs. Pitch is down for ball 4, and so Crawford goes to second on the walk to Longoria. So with 2 men on and 2 men out, that will get yesterday's hero Willie Ibar to the plate. The 2-2 fastball off of Jesus Colomé to give the Rays a 3-2 victory here yesterday.
Big comeback win. That was a great comeback win. How about the at-bat Brignac had, too? A ball about 3 inches off the ground, shot a base hit up the middle.
Willie Ibar takes a strike. Brignac he's had a great start to this year, and he's had great at-bats as well as playing second and short. Spent an inning or 2 in right field, and no sooner had he gone out there than he had to catch a fly ball, and that wasn't a problem.
And he just waved off the center fielder like nothing. I got it.
Exactly. And a little popper, right side foul ball, and Kochman can't get there.
Not enough hang time. Kochman playing behind a runner, of course, with Crawford at second, Evan at first base. He's holding the runner on, of course. He's got this one, but you got to play behind with 2 runners on. No sense in playing behind.
And you can see the movement on that pitch, Kevin.
Oh, man.
You know, you're likely to see strange little pop-ups and things like that you don't see a lot with this guy on the mound. And there's that cutter again for strike 3 call. The Rays leave a couple, do not score. At the end of 1, 0-0. Ken Griffey Jr. Griffey leading it off in the second. Call to Griffey. Griffey getting his first start in this series. Mike Sweeney had been the DH, and he'd been swinging a very hot bat. In fact, Sweeney, who homered in the first game Friday night, hit a home run yesterday, and he's hit home runs in 3 straight games for Seattle.
Yeah,
so he's been the DH until today.
Yeah, he was laying some nice at bats against the Rays too. He was a tough out.
1-2 the count to Griffey.
We saw Junior play in all the games in Seattle against the Rays, and he was cheating. He was really looking for the fastball, but getting out in front early. And when he got off speed, he was chasing.
It's high. And the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Goes full to Griffey.
Some command problems early for Matt. He's thrown 17 pitches and only 7 strikes.
Duty Evans on 4 pitches in the first was careful of him. Now 3-2 here on Griffey. Griffey pops it to short left. Longoria out there, can't get there, but Crawford does and makes the catch. Out of the shift, Longoria was hustling out trying to run that one down, and Crawford, coming in from left field, made the grab.
Long way to go for Evan Longoria. Great tracking right there by Carl Crawford. Never took his eyes off it. Makes a nice backhanded catch once again. He can close.
Yeah, every time I see him close on a ball like that, reminds me of his story about when he was a kid and his dad wanted him to play football, and he was smaller than everybody else. As Kochman takes the pitch in there for a strike, and he really didn't want to play football. It didn't make any sense to him to have all those big guys who could hit him and hurt him,
chasing him.
But he was forced in a way onto the football field, and then he figured out he could outrun all of them, so it wasn't that bad.
That's a great story. They couldn't catch him.
Yeah, pitch is high to Kochman, and the count is 1-1, and so he's got that great closing speed, and he's been terrific to watch.
I like that he said that catch in Anaheim, I believe, was his favorite. That one, he took a 2-run double at least away from Torrey Hunter.
There's a high foul out of play, and who could forget the catch in the All-Star game?
MVP, 36 games, 1,000 fielding percentage. As we've talked about many times, should have won a Gold Glove last year.
Let's take a look at that catch in Anaheim, Kevin.
This is incredible. He's going to lay out right here. Timed it perfectly, and that's tough because it's not to the non-glove side. That's what made that tough. That catch so tough.
Pitch is high, 2-2. I think he had to leap for that ball.
Oh, absolutely.
He had to leave his feet. Look, let's watch it again.
Yeah.
Watch it and slow it down.
Yeah, he had to for that last burst right there. He just timed it before he made the leap to backhand it because he was on it was to his bare hand side.
Ground ball off the bat of Kochman, and Rodriguez makes the play. 2 up, 2 down. I think if he doesn't leave his feet, he doesn't catch that ball.
No, that ball's by him for 2 runs. You take a look at this ball from Torrey Hunter. Right there. That's where he got the outstretched in the extra half a foot or so by leaping for it. He just keeps running for it. He doesn't get to it.
Yeah, to me that's pretty clear. And it was interesting the little reaction that he got out of that. And Carl, he handles those things so well. Foul ball right back by Josh Wilson. He doesn't make a big thing out of any potential criticism or any of that. That's not his style. And he knows, and if you push him a little bit, he'll tell you that he love to win a Gold Glove. That's one thing that
and he should.
Would be important to him, I think, and that's part of his competitive nature. But he's not a guy who's going to make a big issue out of it. He just goes out there and plays the best he can, plays as hard as he can, day in and day out.
Well, it's surprising that he didn't win one last year because the managers and coaches vote on that award, the Gold Glove. That's not a writer's award. It's surprising that usually they go for center fielders, and they should designate there should be a left fielder, a center fielder, and a right fielder winning the Gold Glove, and not just 3 outfielders.
Yeah, because, you know, at the end of the day, they are different positions.
Absolutely. So, yeah, you could take your best athlete, you know, in all those positions. A lot of times it is a center fielder.
And a pop-up caught in fair territory there by Navarro. So we'll go into the bottom of the second. Hank Blaylock's going to lead it off for the Rays. No score. Here on a Kids Sunday, Rays facing Cliff Lee, and Hank Blaylock will lead it off against him. And how about this for our Toyota trend? Hank Blaylock in his career against Cliff Lee, 6 of 13 with 2 home runs. He has a walk thrown in there too, for good measure. So that would make his on-base percentage over 500 against him, I guess.
Yeah, why not get him in the lineup then right away against Cliff Lee?
And the pitch is a strike. Blaylock, just 29 years old, is hitting .349 at Durham in 26 games. He bounces this one foul. 0-2, and he's another guy. We're talking about Crawford. Blaylock is a guy who's pretty down to earth about his approach. He works hard. He's had some injury situations, and that has curtailed his production lately. A big swing and a miss right there on a high fastball. And so Lee went right to work, got ahead of him, and got him to chase the high fastball.
Yeah, by design right there. You saw Josh Bard hold the glove up high, and Cliff Lee, he just doesn't miss location. Got right up above his hands. Veteran catcher, by the way, Josh Bard. He's been around a while. Cleveland, San Diego, Boston a couple of times.
Yeah, Washington last year.
Nationals.
They've been playing with their AAA club, Tacoma. Now Upton shoots one into the gap in left center field to the wall. Upton's on his way to second and will stop with a double. So BJ lashes that one up the alley into left center field. His 8th two-base hit of the season.
Well, they were trying to go fastball away right here. Just a four-seam fastball. You see it run over the middle third of the plate right there, and BJ's all over it. Just a nice, fluid hand swing right there. Quick hands. Put a patent on that one.
Well, you know, Upton is one guy in the lineup besides Blaylock who's had some success against Lee. He's now 5 out of 15 against Cliff Lee with that double.
That was a beautiful swing right there. He didn't try to pull it, just stayed with it. Rarely you see Cliff Lee miss location badly, but he missed by plenty.
Navarro hitting right-handed, and he takes a strike. The honor coming into this game has not had a lot of success in his career against Lee, but he did have a double and a run scored. He got a fastball and doubled up the left field line in that game against him in Seattle.
He did. He was hustling all the way out of the box too.
Pops it up. Foul ball, and Kotzman makes the catch on this one. Two outs. Don't forget, in the game today and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Well, Lee stayed away from the fastball and got Navarro on a little changeup. Popped him up. He's going to bring up Sean Rodriguez. Sean in there against the tough left-hander. You see Upton at second in the background. Fastball, and that's strike one.
I like that Sean's thinking aggressively, though, because Lee is pounding the zone, and if you think you're going to work the count on Cliff Lee, it really doesn't go that way. He'll be ahead of you 0-2 every time.
And he gets the high strike call there, 0-2.
This guy's one of the biggest strike throwers in the game. He's usually around 69 to 70% of his pitches are strikes, which is way above Major League average of about 62 to 63%.
And strike three call. He came back with a cutter. So the Rays are finished in the second. On to the third, no score.
That's probably about it.
His perfect game at 11. His favorite childhood memory of playing this game. And you could understand how Matt Garza might be able to do that at this level sometime.
Oh, yeah. Definitely has no-hit type stuff. And a Cy Young Award in his future.
He'll face the veteran catcher Josh Bard, who's joining the Seattle club today. Pitch is down. Tacoma had been playing in Memphis, so he made the trip in from Memphis because of the roster move. Adam Moore jamming his knee and bruising his heel in the game yesterday, placed on the DL. And so Bard, switch hitting catcher, gets the call. 1-1 to count. Souvenir for a youngster down there. It's a friendly area along the bullpen.
It is, especially with Bobby Ramos. Is
right.
Bobby down there yet?
Yeah, he's been the guy in charge. He's already holding court with some of the fans before
there
the game
is.
and making friends. 2-1 now, the count to Josh Bard. Away, and you know, any bullpen area might be the most fan friendly part of any ballpark, and it's one of the reasons those seating areas down there are so great,
especially when the bullpens are down the lines like they are here.
Yeah,
at the Trop.
Well, they used to all be like that.
Sure did.
And if you're a member of that bullpen, it certainly enhances your people skills. Ball 4, Bard draws a walk, and Garza continues to be not quite as sharp with his control here the first time through as he'd like to be. So Bard is aboard, and right now, let's check in with Todd Callis.
Kids Sunday, Dwayne, which means there's always Little League teams, guys. You can hold up your sign. This is the Dade City Rays. So we've got the Rays here from Dade City. Then all the way over here, we have the Rays from West Pinellas. I mean, this is all Rays people. And there's probably someone kind of familiar, Dwayne, that you may recognize right in the middle of this group. 8 to 12-year-olds here. Gabe Wheeler, part of the group here in West Pinellas at Dade City on my left. It's all Rays in sections 132 and 134. Back to you, Dwayne.
All Rays down there, back of the bullpen as it should be. Pitch to Michael Saunders as a strike on the inside part of the plate. There's young Gabe Wheeler right there. Yeah, he's introducing everyone to Todd Callis. Todd, of course, signing his autograph. Todd should just carry along a stamp with him with his autograph on it. 1-1. There you go. He's already run out of the publicity 8x10 glossy photos.
He had to carry those in his briefcase.
Yeah.
Like a businessman, you got 108 by 10s in there.
That's right. Ball in, a strike call to Saunders.
I'm curious what batting stance Gabe Wheeler's working on right now. Willie Ibar again, or
yeah, you know, he goes Willie Ibar.
Charles Crawford from the right side.
Well, Upton from the right side. He likes BJ a lot, and he can do them all. I think his dad's trying to talk him into just doing his own.
Doesn't have Longoria down, huh? He's not.
He'll do him. He'll do all,
okay.
Yeah, he'll
all right.
do all those guys, but he's
Gabe Wheeler.
There he is. But he likes the B.J. Upton approach.
Okay, all right.
And apparently he's also, I understand, has morphed into a hitting coach. Maddox, who is the son of our producer, Mike Griffin, and he apparently is Gabe Wheeler's protege because he has him hitting now with that little toe turn that Upton has. Yeah, he's taught that to Maddox.
All right.
And so there's a lot of baseball going on in those groups of youngsters over there. They're breaking it down probably better than we can.
That's what we all did as kids, kind of emulate the guys that we grew up watching.
Who did you like?
Probably Bob Uecker, because I hit about the same.
Yeah, but here you are in the front row. 2-2 now. Oh, that's a nice pitch. Fastball, strike 3 call. Michael Saunders is out on strikes, one away here in the third.
Yeah, a couple of good overhand curveballs, and then this gets the outside corner with the fastball, gets the call right there. Saunders doesn't like it. But a good sequence there because he been a little bit wild with his fastball, and he threw several curveballs to help get the fastball down by getting over the front leg. I liked Willie Davis as a kid. He was a popular Dodger at the time.
One of the fastest guys ever to play the game.
Yeah, even though he's left-handed hitter, I was a righty, but Willie Davis.
Wave and a miss, and he had Ichiro out in front. How about that with that changeup?
Yeah, nice pitch right there. Ichiro looking to pull one off the wall like he did yesterday. Turned on one, and a break for the Rays because Moore couldn't get past second base because he had hurt his ankle jumping at the bag.
Ground ball, second base. Rodriguez to Bartlett, over to first, not in time. Close, but just not quick enough to get Suzuki, who went racing down that first base line.
Sean just shaking his head going, is that fast? Absolutely. That's a good feed. Make sure of one. Bartlett skims the bag with the right foot as he comes across it and just does miss getting Ichiro.
That is very close there at first. Nicely done in the middle of the infield for the Rays, and boy, that's the right call. James Hoy on the call. He was right.
Yep, good shot right there.
Close.
Love that last shot. You can see the ball not quite in the glove as Ichiro hit the bag.
Of course it was a nice shot. This is a good crew.
This is a very good crew.
Time call, no pitch there. So Figgins had received time from Hirschbeck. Garza made the pitch. So we'll start over.
Well, it's the time you're going to see Ichiro try to run with Sean Figgins at the plate because he's a leadoff hitter. And at worst, Figgins would lead off the fourth inning. So you got to look for him here, especially when he gets the count in his favor.
That pitch to Figgins a little high. And sometimes if a pitcher rushes out of the stretch, he'll leave the ball up.
That's right. Ichiro has 10 stolen bases, been caught 4 times.
Low. 2-0. Top half of the third.
This is a guy you got to get right here. We know what the matchups are with Gutierrez.
Absolutely.
Versus Garza. They're not good in Matt's way. So this is a guy you got to get. He's hitting a buck. What, a buck 25 left-handed? Coming in, buck 15.
Yeah, 135 left-handed. He fouls that fastball. 2-1. You know, it's interesting. His reaction to that fastball right there. Boy, when he's right, I mean, he's up there swinging and putting pitches like that into play.
You know, I talked to Mickey Hatcher in Anaheim, and when the Angels played up there after we were gone, he sought out Mickey Hatcher, and Mickey gave him some advice, and I'm thinking, whoa, the opposition right there, but so far it hasn't done a whole lot.
Foul the other way, and it's a 2-2 count. Well, everybody who played the Angels when Figgins was over there recognized what a disruptive force he could be on the bases. I mean, this guy was on all the time.
Yes, he was.
And it seemed when the Rays played, he was all over the place, getting base hits, drawing walks, stealing bases, splitting the concentration of your pitcher.
Well, he's a 290-plus lifetime hitter, too.
Into the dirt. Navarro blocks it down the third base side, but up to second goes Ichiro. So he advances on a wild pitch.
Well, he didn't have to steal. Looks like he got let's see the slider in the dirt right here. It's a nice block by Navarro. Just to get a left shoulder on it. That ball was about a 55-footer in front of home plate.
You talk about skipping back the other way. That one really did. 3-2 now. And a little tap. Garza's got it. The underhanded toss to Blaylock. That takes care of Figgins. Bottom of the third coming. Bartlett, Crawford, and Kapler do no score. Couldn't figure that one out. Those youngsters with those light blue raised caps, ice cream. We got some popcorn and balloon animals here at the ballpark. They've been fairly reserved to this point, but as the afternoon progresses, you'll hear them chirping in the background. They make a lot of noise. Nothing better than a ballpark full of noise from those youngsters.
You got that right. Noise from the bats, too.
Here's Jason Bartlett. He takes a soft strike.
He's had 13 strikes in a row by Cliff Lee.
No strikes, or no walk, or no balls, no non-strikes since he walked Longoria. He went 3-2 in the first walk, Longoria. And now, what's that, 14 consecutive strikes thrown by Cliff Lee.
Everybody's hitting 0-2. That's why, especially with runners in scoring position, already 3 strikeouts looking.
And all on that cutter that started wide. It's a foul ball back. So how about he made 9 pitches in the second inning and threw 9 strikes.
All strikes. $15 strikes in a row now.
And that's down. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. So the streak stops at 15 consecutive strikes from the end of the first to the beginning of the third.
Yeah, and the Longoria walk was the first one of the year.
This one is down a bit, 2-2. Just 1 walk now, and we're looking at 24 and a third innings.
And he just missed on that pitch. Just a little bit down.
Swing and a miss. Bartlett is out of there. So Lee went 23 straight innings without walking anybody to start his season. This summer you can enjoy the magic of Rays baseball. Learn how to play the Rays way at Rays baseball camps presented by the St. Petersburg Times. Camps are open to all youngsters 6 to 13, and each camper receives tickets to 4 select Rays games and other great gifts. Visit RaysBaseball.com to sign up today. Cutter on the first pitch to Crawford. That's in there for a strike. One and one. When Lee is out there throwing the ball the way he is today, you have to hold the opposition and take advantage of any and every opportunity you get. Carl fouls it out of play. It's 1-2.
Got catcher's interference?
I guess it was. So Carl is on for the second time.
Well, there's an opportunity you're talking about, Dwayne. You got to take advantage of everyone you can. Take a look at Bard's glove right here. He goes to receive it, tip the edge of Josh Bard's glove, and
Carl made that call.
He sure did. Clearly a good shot from there. Another good camera shot.
Yeah. And John Hirschbeck was right on top, too. In fact, I think Hirschbeck may have just beaten Carl's point to the mid. So it's an E2 on the catcher's interference. And a ball one count to Kapler. Nothing. Well, Rick Odioso, who's doing the statistical work in the booth for us today, did a little research on Kapler in the third spot. It's the 34th time he's been in the number 3 spot. A lot of those were defensive inserts and such. Move to strike. It's 2-1. But if you go back to the 08 season with Milwaukee, he did have a stretch with the Brewers when he hit third in August. Carl back in at first, but a good part of them have come, like last year he was in the third spot twice, and they were both as a result of a defensive move. There goes Crawford. Pitch inside, and the throw is not in time. So a stolen base for Carl, number 10 on the year.
Take a look at Carl on the right side of your screen. Gets a good jump. He goes first move. Cliff Lee is so quick to the plate, though, that makes that play a little bit closer. A little bit tough time with the exchange by Bard. You just saw him catch it, freeze, and then put it into the bare hand and stand straight up with the release. A little bit slow with that release, and that's what enabled Carl Crawford to get in there with his 10th stolen base.
Kapler with a little looper, and it's going to be caught by the shortstop Wilson. Well, a little soft line drive for out number 2. Bard talks with Lee before they face Evan Longoria. Of course, he was very careful with Longoria in the first.
Evan with 9 home runs, 31 RBIs, hitting .324.
Yeah, he's second in runs batted into the league and 5th in home runs, in the top 10 in average, and leads the league in runs scored. And he takes a strike. And I was going to say, Kevin, that Evan, through this stretch where the Rays offense has been a bit underproductive, he's the one guy, it seems, in the lineup who consistently, he'll take a pitch against one of these soft-throwing left-handers the other way. And a foul ball back, 0-2, and against all of these pitching, you know, the standard rule that maybe take the fastball the other way and pull the breaking ball. And he's all over that. And a lot of the Rays hitters, we've seen them night after night pull off of pitches.
Yeah, a lot of the off-speed pitches the guys are pulling off of for sure. Even some of the fastballs. We've seen BJ pulling off some balls, Carlos Pena pulling off some balls.
1-2. And as simple as that is to recognize, and I think it's lost on a lot of us, it's not that easy to correct. And hitting coaches spend time with guys in the cage and off the tee and throwing BP to people and talking about it, trying to reorient the approach. But it's not as easy as we might all think. Oh, strike 3 call on the inside corner. Longoria thought it was too close. Hirschbeck calls him out on strikes. Through 3, no score. Rays and the Mariners wrapping up this 3-game series. Time for our AT trivia question of the day. Who was the last season's American League Gold Glove winner at third base? Here on a Kids Sunday, last year's American League Gold Glove winner at third base. Franklin Gutierrez will open the fourth for Seattle. Gutierrez walked on 4 pitches and takes the pitch inside as he shortens up. How about this breakout, Kevin? Through the first 3 innings, Garza had thrown 46 pitches, 23 for strikes. That's 50%. Lee's at 71%, 32 out of 45.
And that's like clockwork. That's how Cliff Lee pitches, right around 70%. I mean, this start is not unusual from any other start.
Strike on the outside part of the plate. It's 1-1.
And you know what? By the way, when you pound the zone, you're going to get calls like the one that went against Evan Longoria last inning. That ball was inside, but you're going to get a few more inches when you pound the zone.
It's upstairs, 2-1. Yeah, you're right about that. If you're around the plate, you're going to get those calls. And let's take another look at that pitch. And look at Lee's reaction. Even he didn't think it was a strike.
Yeah, he's ready to pitch another pitch here. He's just going to get the ball back.
It's called a strike.
Thank you. Yeah, all right, I'll go in. Thank you very much. Evan was right. Ball was in off the corner a few inches.
It's a strike on the outside part of the plate. The Gutierrez. The count is square now at 2-2. Take a look at this last pitch here. What do you think?
Pretty good pitch.
Good pitch right on the corner.
Across the plate. You can see from the center field shot across the plate before it hit the corner. It's foul, the fastball. So we're still at 2-2. Rays start the day a game up on the Yankees in the American League East, and New York right now has a 3-1 lead. They're in the bottom of the 5th, hosting the Minnesota Twins. You know, the Twins have lost 25 out of 28 regular season games at Yankee Stadium, or in New York, both of those Yankee Stadiums, since 2002. Full count. That's 25 out of 28, and they've been some pretty close games. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, they've blown some in the last inning a couple of times, too. Their closing situation.
Toward right. Kapler on the move, and he gets there. Gabe Kapler angling toward the line and in. Makes the grab to retire Franklin Gutierrez.
Not an easy play for Gabe. That ball was jammed. A blooper fading away from him. Tracks it all the way. Picks it about 3 inches off the ground.
One away. Jose Lopez will be the next hitter here with one out and the bases empty. And after that great catch out there, let's go to Todd Callis.
Yeah, Dwayne, right in front of us here, not far away, the catch by Kapler. Now, we've had people on before who were getting married the next day, and they were at a baseball game, and we've been had people on their honeymoon at a baseball game. But we have Matt Holt, who's in here, who's actually getting married when?
Today at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock today. So you got 2 hours and 20 minutes of single life?
Pretty much. Got enough time to shower and shave.
When did this decision come about as Lopez loops one into center field for a hit?
We pretty much, we're coming back from the rehearsal dinner and drove by Rays Stadium and decided to go to the game. So
this is your wedding party all around us?
This is best man right here. We got the guy that's doing our wedding right here. And
he's doing the wedding. He's a notary.
And we've got the rest of the party. So.
And what's the bride to be up to right about now?
She's getting her hair and makeup done right now. So, hi, hon. I know you're watching at home.
How did she approve of this decision?
She loved it.
Guys, they got 2 hours and 20 minutes to get to the church. Back to you.
Hey, I'll say this. He picked the right pitching matchup to get there in time with Cliff Lee on the mound here against Matt Garza.
He did.
How great is that?
She loved it. She loved the choice. That's good.
Ken Griffey Jr. takes a strike. Well, out with the boys one last time.
I think his best man is going to be very relaxed today at the wedding.
Yeah, and look at that. He brought the notary with him.
Yeah.
So, hey, nothing official is going to happen until they show up. So
that's right.
They don't necessarily have to be on time. He's got the guy that's going to make it official.
He may have a little extra time.
1-1 the count to Ken Griffey Jr. Shift on for the Rays defensively with Griffey at the plate. This one is down. 2-1. Rays and the Mariners have divided the first two games. And scoreless in the fourth inning of this one. Three and one. Garza finding himself just a little bit here today as he works in the fourth inning.
Yeah, the pitch he's gotten over the best for strikes is that overhand curveball to lefties. Hitters count here for Junior. This is where he's been cheating so far this year, looking to go long ball.
And that's a strike. Full count. He threw him a fastball.
That's a good pitch, though, by Matt, because he hit the outside corner. Junior cheated on that one. He would have rolled it over to the right side.
On with one out. And that one in on him. Jammed him and he fouls it back.
And he just fought that one off to stay alive just in case. Probably ball four, but too close to take.
Second out of the inning and the second strikeout of the game for Matt Garza.
Well, obviously there was a time when Junior would just not miss this pitch. That pitch would have been launched. But Matt goes after him. Top part of the zone, 94 fastball.
Did you see the box track right there? The location of all those pitches. That pitch was the only pitch in the strike zone during the entire at-bat to Griffey.
You see Junior with a little bit of an uppercut there, trying to loft that ball to right.
Now it's Casey Kochman. Strike ball. Kochman with the ground ball to second his first time. Breaking ball. Garza's given up a hit. He's walked a couple. Now 2 strikeouts. Mariners have had runners on in 3 of the first 4 innings. Rays have had men on base in all 3 of their at-bats so far. That stands him up. Throw to first, and the runner's back in. Lopez beat the tag by Blaylock.
Momentum carried Navarro that way, so he decided to make a quick snap throw. It wasn't that Lopez was off that far, even on the secondary lead, but that'll wake you up down there nonetheless. Take a look at the pitch, up and in.
Look out.
Both ways.
I mean, now that is a little scary. The count. ball, center field. BJ puts it away. Base hit, the man left. Home half of the fourth coming. Scoreless. Series between the Rays and the Mariners, and let's get the answer to our AT trivia question. Who was last season's American League Gold Glove winner at third base? And here on Kids Sunday, the answer is Evan Longoria, right there. The second Gold Glove in Rays history. Evan won it at third base last year. Carlos Pena at first base the year before, and there's a reason why those guys are so good. It's no accident. Willie Ibar going after the first pitch, and he skies one toward right center, and it's going to fall in front of Ichiro, and into second base goes Ibar. They had Gutierrez and Ichiro coming in, and a couple of the infielders, Figgins and Wilson, the shortstop, was also out there. They had trouble tracking it. That's a double.
You know, we saw Gutierrez in Seattle kind of pulling up on a couple of balls when they were in the seam there. Now, he's looking at the roof, probably lost it in the lights there, but Ichiro thinking that's Gutierrez's ball all the way. Gutierrez is gliding in. Figgins lost it. You could see his reaction. I think they all lost it. I think Ichiro saw it, of all the guys in that triangle right there, but he wasn't close enough to it.
Now Hank Blaylock up here, and he takes a strike. Blaylock was out on strikes looking his first time. We gave you those great numbers he had put together against Lee, 6 of 13 lifetime against lefties. He's a .229 hitter, .285 against righties. This one is fouled back, a fastball, so he's seen nothing but strikes. He's seen 5 pitches so far. This is second at bat, and 2 pitches into this, he's down 0-2.
He was on that fastball. It's a good swing, but now, of course, Cliff Lee can really paint the corners or try to go up the ladder like he did last time. Struck him out on a high fastball.
Ground ball right side. Nicely done to advance the runner as Lee takes the toss from Kochman. And Ibar goes to third.
Really was nicely done, Dwayne, making contact right there. That was huge. Trying to take advantage of a mistake right here defensively by the Mariners.
So it turned out to be a productive at bat, advancing Ibar. Give the Rays here a chance to bat against a drawn-in infield. B.J. Upton, who doubled his first time. Everybody close on the Seattle infield. B.J. takes the pitch for a strike.
This time he got a cutter first pitch. In the second inning, he got a fastball, 4-seamer right down the middle. But he hit the gaps for a double.
Down around his feet. And it's 1-1. A miss. 1-2. That's a tough pitch.
Right in on his hands. Sure was.
Double by Ibar on the ball that dropped in among 3 or 4 of the Seattle defenders. 2-2. Ibar is now at third, moving over on Blaylock's ground ball to the right side.
When you see Josh Bard give the split fingers right there, that means cutter, and then you saw him with the location back door. See what he calls here. That's cutter, back door again, same pitch.
And Upton chops it to third. Lopez will make the play. Ibar could not score. He wasn't quite sure with that chop. Just a little bigger chop was needed. And Lopez throws out Upton.
Yeah, Willie going on contact, but he recognized he's going initially on contact, but recognized there's no chance on that ball right to Lopez. He'd have been blown up at home plate by 30 feet.
So 2 outs with Willie still at third. Here's DeHonor. Morrow fouled out to the first baseman, Kochman, his first time. There's a strike. Not often do you get a pitch over the plate, out over the plate from this guy.
Look at that, 14 of 17 hitters. First pitch strikes.
Ground ball by the mound towards short. Wilson up with it, and the throw to first, and the Rays leave a man at third. We're through 4 here at Tropicana Field. No score. Brought to you by Just for Men Mustache and Beard. Just as great defense in the outfield gives the Rays the edge, you too can keep your edge with Just for Men Mustache and Beard. First Crawford and then Kapler, respectively, in left and right fields. Josh Wilson, the former Rays infielder, will lead off the 5th against Matt Garza. Josh Bard next, and then Michael Saunders. Line drive and a base hit. A first pitch fastball, and Wilson lines it into left.
Take a look at the pitch, just going right at him right here, trying to hit the outside corner, but it's just pretty much right down the middle. Good quick swing by Josh Wilson.
So Wilson's aboard, and Bard, who walked in the third. Seattle trying to get Wilson in the scoring position, and the pitch is a strike.
And Bard's a guy that's always worked the count fairly well. Had a couple of pretty good offensive years when he's with the Padres a few years ago, especially from the left side. Switch hitting catcher.
Breaking ball blocked by Navarro.
Did a nice job to glide to his left to that. Just kind of soften it and bury it right there in front of him.
One and one right now. Runner takes off, and the pitch is lined into right. One hop. Now man's going to go to third. The throw there is not in time. It hit Wilson in the foot as he went sliding in head first. So Wilson is at third. Bard at first. Back-to-back base hits to open the fifth.
Yeah, I think Bard will be, if he stays here for a while, he'll be their best offensive catcher. He's got a pretty good stroke from the left side, as I said, and he centered that one nicely. Hit and run.
You know, the interesting thing about that, they really thought that Moore and Johnson could both be pretty good offensive catchers, right, and it hasn't turned out that way so far. It doesn't mean that it won't be like that eventually.
Well, I think Moore's got some potential. We saw him hit a home run opposite field. He's got some potential to hit. A pretty good offensive guy in the minor leagues, but Bard has had, like I said, a couple of good years in the National League that I saw, and he definitely could do what he just saw just there.
Michael Saunders, the hitter. Foul ball on a breaking ball, strike one. Well, a tough spot here. Nobody out with men at first and third. Saunders, the number 9 hitter. Got to get him first, but behind him would be Ichiro and then Sean Figgins.
Going to shift Bartlett now after that 0-1 pitch up the middle into the second base side. See Jason, top of your screen right there.
Saunders shortened on the bat, taking the pitch down.
Seen him do that a few times in this series, shorten up the bunt.
Wilson, the runner at third. Bard, the runner at first. And a tap foul. It's 1-2. No runs, 3 hits for Seattle. No runs and 2 hits for the Rays so far. Garza working carefully in the biggest jam of the day in what is a scoreless game right now. And a line drive base hit into right center field. Wilson scores. Bard advances to second on the RBI single by Saunders to give Seattle a 1-0 lead.
Well, Saunders was getting a steady diet of curveballs, and he got one that was left up a little bit that he could hit. Didn't bury it in the dirt. Low ball hitter. Right about the knees. Contact swing. And he just got through one and drives in the first run of the game.
So 3 hits to open the inning. The Mariners on the day have a run and 4 hits as Jim Hickey talks things over with Matt Garza right now. Ichiro is going to be the next hitter. Give us an opportunity to remind you of the Whitney Bank Club. It's an extraordinary atmosphere, great seating, luxurious lounge and dining areas. Whitney Bank Club features upscale full menu buffets and inclusive drink options. It's a fun evening. Call 888-FAN-RAISE or go to raisebaseball.com to purchase or for more information. Here's Ichiro. Still nobody out in the fifth. And that's a strike. Ichiro 0 for 2. You know how dangerous he is.
He's the hottest hitter in the big leagues right now. 7 straight multi-hit games for Ichiro.
Third leading hitter in the American League to start play. This one is fouled back. He took a rip. 0-2. The left side toward the line, and Crawford makes the catch. That's the first out, and a big one to get Ichiro.
And huge, Dwayne, because he lofted it to left field. It didn't advance any runners either. Huge out.
Now it will be Sean Figgins.
This is when Sean will be in swing mode if he gets a first pitch fastball down the middle. He won't be looking to take now.
And the pitch is upstairs, a fastball, but out of the strike zone. 1-0. Garza got him on a fly ball to center the first time. That came on a breaking ball, and then went 3-2 with him in the third and got a little comebacker to the mound. Foul the other way, up the left side, out of play. 1-1. Rays hoping to get a double play ball here. And there it is. Ground ball. Bartlett. Rodriguez. First base. 2. Got them both. 6-4-3 on the double play to retire the side. Seattle scores a run. 3 hits. And on the double play, that's it. Middle of the fifth. 1-0 Seattle.
Got to love the game, show respect for the game, And if you're willing to put in the time and the hard yards, then I think it can be very rewarding.
Well, Grant Balfour has made it all the way to the big leagues from Australia by adhering to some of that same advice he has for all the youngsters who want to play this game. Meanwhile, Sean Rodriguez leads off the home half of the fifth against Cliff Lee. Pitch is a strike. Rodriguez caught looking in the second inning when Cliff Lee had that streak of consecutive strikes thrown. He went 15 straight pitches by throwing strikes between the end of the first and the beginning of the third inning.
Well, the Rays have had some chances. They just haven't been able to find a base hit with a runner in scoring position. Men on base in every inning.
High fastball. He swung through it, and the count is 2-2. Well, you see those difficult cutters, and then a fastball up there shows up, and you just can't resist it. 2-2.
He's alive right there.
Rays no runs, 2 hits. 1 walk given up by Lee today, and that's big news. And another foul ball to stay alive. Rodriguez thought he had a pitch to drive right there to try to launch it.
He did, too.
Two, and he's out on strikes with the cutter. That'll be strikeout number 6 on the day. Be sure and join us to get 3 unique perspectives as we follow members of the Rays organization to see what it's like on game day, on the field, in the office, and from up above with the video board, all part of Inside the Rays, a day in the life. It premieres today following our game right here on Sun Sports. Brignac will be part of that for the Rays. He's been excellent on the infield and at the plate. Bartlett out in front of the changeup.
Boy, he can really pitch, Cliff Lee. He haven't seen the changeup really yet, and third time around pulls the string on Jason Bartlett.
Two and one. The Rays had a base runner, had a couple of them in the first on an error and a walk. Got a double in the second. Catcher's interference gave him a runner, and a steal by Crawford put him in scoring position. Now fly ball right center field, and it's Ichiro getting out of the way, and Gutierrez making the catch. The Rays had a base runner on Ibar's double that lost out there in shallow center field in the fourth inning, but he was eventually stranded at third. Now 2 outs here in the fifth, so the Rays have had a couple hits, a walk. Catcher's interference helped him. And Cliff Lee, with just 1 walk, has struck out 7 now. That strikeout of Rodriguez on the cutter was the 7th strikeout of the day for the Mariner lefty, and that pitch is fouled down the left side, out of play.
I know it's early for Seattle, but you got to think at some point how valuable this guy is in a trade in July if the Mariners don't start swinging the bats better in the American League West.
That's a strike. Now you're right about that. Take a look at that last pitch.
Carl's not happy with that call. Box track says it's right at the knees. Saw a cross at the knees right there. Tough pitch.
One and two.
Steve Barge is sitting outside a little wider there on the 0-2 pitch because they're getting those pitches now. Please establish himself that he can hit the corners. Here comes a cutter.
Crawford fouls it that way. Count is still a ball, 2 strikes.
Thing about the Mariners, even though they're 8 games under, they're not out of it. They're only down 5.5 in their division. It's a winnable division for them. Long way to go.
Yeah, the season not yet a quarter over. And in that division, as we discussed on that last road trip, a lot could happen in the West. I think that Oakland club will be there because of pitching and defense. Seattle's got a chance to regroup. It has been a challenge for them. Chopper, second base, Spiggins, and his throw to first, and the Rays are up and down 1-2-3 for the first time today. Through 5, they trail 1-0.
Lee after 5. He faced Lee 11 days ago in Seattle, and Garza told us he knows whenever he pitches against a guy like Cliff Lee, he's going to have to chew up innings.
I just figure just keep going deep as long as I can. You know, there's no guarantees. Just keep going, especially with a guy like Cliff coming in here. You know, you never know. He could have one of those days where it's going to make it a long night. So my job is just to, you know, try to keep pace with him and just keep our team as close as we can for a striking distance.
So far, prophetic, guys. It's been a great pitching matchup. Back to you.
1-0 as we head into the 6th inning, and there's the Lee Garza statistical comparison. Garza has given up a couple of walks, had a slight little command issue in the early stages of this game. He'll face the middle part of the order, Gutierrez, Lopez, and Griffey. First pitch to Gutierrez. That's a strike to start the 6th inning.
Matt did a great job to keep it at a 1-0 game and not allow 3 base hits in a row that would start the 5th to become a 2 or 3 run inning.
And the breaking ball is low and away. 1-1 here. Gutierrez homered his first time up in this series Friday. 1 for 4 with a walk in that one. 4 for 3 with a walk yesterday, and he walked his first time up today. 0 for 1. There's a breaking ball that drops in there. Made a bid for a blooping base hit in the 4th, and Kapler made a nice play on a fly ball toward the right field line. Look at that break.
Yeah, Fox track says a little bit in off the inside corner. Might have had the top part of the zone. Gutierrez doesn't like it.
fastball, but it was high out of the strike zone. It was a fastball. Gutierrez hit out against Wade Davis here Friday night. And the fastball that he hit out in Seattle off Garza. Now the 2-2. That's low. A hard slider, and the count is full.
See if Matt gets over that front leg. Well, he did that time. Dropped it in the dirt. Rushing a little bit at times with his fastball. Overthrown a little bit. I think that's why he's had trouble with the fastball command.
So the count goes full here to Gutierrez. And a one-hopper off the glove of Bartlett, deflecting into center field. The leadoff man is aboard for Seattle in the 6th inning. Bartlett to his left, got a glove, but could not grab it. And Gutierrez, with that single, has his first hit of the game, on for the 2nd time today.
Pretty patient and selective at bat by Gutierrez. He laid off the breaking stuff and the sliders until it got to 3-2, where he had to swing. But he wasn't fooled by anything in that particular sequence.
Well, there's some stirring down there in the bullpen. Lopez takes a pitch, the breaking ball down. 1 ball, no strikes. And it's going to be Lance Cormier to get up in the pen. Garza not quite to 90 pitches yet, facing the second hitter in the 6th. And a liner into left field. Crawford closing, got it. Carl Crawford racing toward the corner, gloves that one. A line drive off the bat of Lopez.
Well, the defense of the Rays is really helping out Matt Garza today. That's his second great play by Carl Crawford. This ball looked like it was going to hook into the corner, but he just closed very quickly. Got a great jump, really good jump right off the bat. Never missed a stride right there. 2 plays by Crawford, 1 by Kapler, a couple double play balls.
Keeps Gutierrez at first base now with 1 out.
Or at least 1 double play ball, and then the game stays at 1-zip.
Here's Ken Griffey Jr. Griffey, nothing of 2. He struck out on a fastball in the 4th inning. 1 of 2 strikeouts recorded for Matt Garza. Ball, no strikes. Rays 4-1 against Seattle this year. Mariners have been tough here in this series as the Rays try to find more offense. 2-0 the count on Griffey. Seattle run came in the 5th. Driven home by Michael Saunders, who had a breaking ball into center field that drove in Josh Wilson.
Good location by Matt right there. 2-0 fastball. Junior pulled off of it. 94.
Gutierrez at first. Griffey hitting against the shift again. And that takes the count to 2-2. Just about the same spot, same
exactly.
result.
Same result. Exactly right. That's what Junior's been doing on that outside fastball, just pulling off it.
2-2 and is fouled away. Gutierrez will return to first. Don Wakamatsu, the young manager of the Seattle Ball Club. Great progress a year ago, and it's been a slow start this season for Seattle. They just have not scored a lot of runs. Griffey fouls this one out of play to stay alive. Griffey, the all-time home run leader in Seattle history. 417 of his home runs have come wearing the Seattle uniform. 29 of those at Safeco Field, and they refer to that as the park that Griffey built. Two again, and he fouls it again. Fastball, and it's deposited back into the stands, left field side.
Same location. He's going outside with the fastball. Griffey a little bit in contact mode now, trying not to pull off of it. Might be a time you can go up and in on him. Yeah, Griffey really put them on the map, the Mariners. There's no doubt about that. In Seattle, that's why he wanted to come back to Seattle to finish his career.
2-2, and a pop-up this time. Foul ball. Navarro, a long run, and he got it. Boy, that's a play and a half by Deanna Navarro. With that shift on, Longoria had no chance, and Navarro from behind the plate scoots out there and makes a great play.
Yeah, Griffey just trying to make contact. He pops it up, and Navi hustles right out of the chute. Goes to the slide and does the basket catch. Beautiful play. And a big play in this game. Outstanding.
So 2 outs. A couple of outstanding defensive plays, one by Crawford and one by Navarro. And here's Casey Kochman. Oh, he's hit by that pitch. So Kochman hit the upper back. That pushes Gutierrez up to second base, and Kochman is feeling that one all the way down. A fastball. He slowly walks toward first.
Yeah, I got some meat there in the upper back, too. That stings, that's for sure. That's 93, 94 right in the back. Little smile, he's all right. Ice it after the game.
Yeah, he was on base on an intentional walk Friday. This is getting on base the hard way compared to that.
Sure is, and obviously that's not intentional. I mean, he's not trying to hit Casey Kochman in this situation. Matt's just had trouble with the command of his fastball most of the day.
Josh Wilson pitched low, and the runner's going to try to advance. He's out at third base. Great quick recovery by Navarro to get Gutierrez trying to advance on that pitch in the dirt. That'll retire the side. Mariners do not score, and some outstanding defense by the Rays. First Crawford, and then on 2 occasions by Navarro. We go to the bottom half of inning 6. 1-0 Seattle. G. Coleman for the Cure to raise awareness and support the fight against breast cancer. And today, Dee Stevens was selected to throw out the first pitch. Her story of inspiration and strength embodies the message of hope behind going to bat against breast cancer. And in December of this year, she'll become a 5-year cancer survivor. Bottom of the 6th inning underway as Gabe Kapler fouls the first pitch back. That's a strike. Kapler 0 for 2. Soft liner to short his last time. Called out on strikes on a cut fastball that started wide and broke over. That was back in the first, and he takes this one wide. Count is 1-1. Only run of the game came in the 5th for Seattle. Kapler looks at strike 2. Longoria and then Ibar to follow. And a swing and a foul tip strikeout. Strikeout number 8.
Another cutter right here in the back door. Look at that pitch. I mean, it's too close to take. Box track says it's up and away, but it's too close to take as you look at the hitter's angle, basically. That's how tough Cliff Lee is.
Now it's Evan Longoria. And a strike. Well, the Rays had 3 runs, 6 hits yesterday, and won 3 runs, 6 hits here on Friday night, and dropped the first game of the series. Right now, they have no runs on 2 hits, and they've drawn 1 walk against Cliff Lee.
I think Lee's had 1 pitch over the wide of home plate, and that was to B.J. Upton.
It's fouled out of play. It's 1-2.
Just 1.
Yeah, B.J. jumped on a fastball back in the 2nd inning and doubled into left center field.
I mean, everything else is on the black of the corners of home plate, whether it be in or outside. 17-inch width of home plate, and he hasn't hit the white of it but 1 time, and BJ was ready for that one.
Upstairs. Count goes to 2-2.
You talk about pitching around the rectangle of the strike zone. Cliff Lee is doing that.
That's going to be wide. You know, Evan was called out on strikes in the 3rd on a 1-2 pitch that turned out to be inside off the plate. That ended the inning with Crawford at 2nd. Now full count. Base is empty, 1 out in the 6th.
Yeah, he almost got a cutter on the back door there, but John Hirschbeck made sure he said it's outside.
And a fly ball lifted into center. Gutierrez is there waiting and makes the grab. That's 2 outs. Just a reminder to look for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment. That'll come up later in the game today. Rays are hoping it'll be in some form of heroics for the home team.
You're not kidding. It's been tough. It's been a grind this series. Good pitching by Seattle, and really Seattle has a strong bullpen and good starting pitching, and that should keep them in the race in the West.
Here's the guy who provided the heroics yesterday, Willie Ibar, taking a pitch high. Willie hitting the walk-off home run in the 9th inning to hand the Rays a 3-2 victory as he connected off Colomé.
Jason Vargas, you just saw there, he pitched very well yesterday once again.
7 innings, a 2-run baseball, 4 hits. And a foul back. Ibar took a good cut at a fastball. The count is 1-1. No runs, 2 hits for the Rays against Cliff Lee. And Ibar bunts, pops it up. That'll be caught by the catcher Bard. And the side is retired. A 1-2-3 inning. That's 9 in a row retired by Lee. Six innings of baseball in the books now as we go to the seventh. Matt Garza has departed, and Lance Cormier will be the new Rays pitcher on for the 15th time.
That's a good move by Joe Madden. As Lance Cormier, look at his numbers, 14 games with a 405 earned run average. Matt had to work awfully hard to get through some innings and did a great job doing it. Only allowing the one run.
First pitch to Wilson is a strike. Yeah, he really battled today because only somewhere in the mid-50s, 55, 56% of his pitches were strikes.
Right.
And that's low, below the average, and certainly below his average.
Big time. Absolutely. And I counted no less than 7 outs on super defensive plays. 3 in the outfield, 2 by Navarro last inning, and of course a double play ball that Matt helped induce by Figgins. Those are 7 big outs right there. Otherwise, this is about a 4 or 5 run game for the Mariners, perhaps.
2-1 to count to Wilson, who has scored the game's only run. He led off the 5th with a base hit, and it was that double play you just referenced that finished the 5th inning and limited Seattle to just that single run. Now Cormier falls behind Wilson, 3-1. So 6 innings from Garza. A run, 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, hit a man through a wild pitch. Harrison fouls it out of play. Wilson summoned when Jack Wilson, the everyday shortstop, went on the disabled list with the hamstring strain. Josh was leading the Tacoma club, their AAA Pacific Coast League team, when they called him up. He's hitting .333 there. Sends it straight down the middle to center field, where B.J. Upton makes the catch. That'll be the first out here in the 7th. The Corona Beach Bar hosts your group in an exclusive up-close and personal environment during a game. Enjoy great seats exclusively for your group. Reserve the Corona Beach Bar by calling 888-FAN-RAYS or emailing group sales at raysbaseball.com. Josh Bard, the catcher, just joined the team today, and he pops it back into left field where Crawford is waiting. 2 up and 2 down. Well, the base is empty with 2 outs. Randy Choate is up in the Rays bullpen.
Yeah, he had gotten up. Joe Madden got him ready in case Michael Saunders was coming up with men on base, but Cormier was able to come back from a 3-1 count and get Josh Wilson. And of course, the first pitch to Bard helps.
So here's Saunders, who has a strikeout and an RBI single. Pitch is down. He just stroked a breaking pitch into center field in the 5th that drove in Wilson. Two and 0. Top of the 7th here at Tropicana Field. Two and 1.
Snuck a cutter in there. Good pitch. Off the inside corner.
And now he's behind 3 balls and a strike. Runs the count full.
3 cutters in a row.
Cormier throws that pitch a lot. He's retired Wilson and Bard. 3-2 to Saunders. And that's going to be low. He missed with the pitch down. A 2-out walk, and that will get Ichiro to the plate. Ichiro reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd, and with the lefty Choate busy in the bullpen, Joe Madden is going to make a move. So with a man at first and 2 outs, pitching change coming back in a moment. The 22nd of May, Fox will bring you one of the world's greatest sporting events for the first time ever on network television. Experience the passion and the pageantry with the UEFA Champions League final. It's coming up on May 22nd, Saturday. Bayern Munich battles Inter Milan. That's at 2:30, May 22nd. High definition only on Fox. Randy Choate makes his 19th appearance.
the only lefty right now down there in the pen for the Rays, so he's getting a lot of work.
And the first pitch to Ichiro is a strike. So Madden here in the 7th and beyond will try to match it up to keep the Mariners right where they are in a 1-0 ball game.
Well, James Shields did a great job yesterday keeping the game right there.
2.
And the Rays were able to tie it up and then win it in the 9th.
A slider from Choate.
Yeah, good sweeping slider right here, fading off the outside corner. She pitched great yesterday.
10 strikeouts, 6 hits, 2 runs in 8 innings.
Got to get the offense going. Offense has been scuffling here.
First, Saunders back in there. Choate was in the game for 2/3 of an inning here on Friday. And a foul ball as Ichiro just got a piece of that slider.
Well, Joe Madden will pick his spots when he uses Randy. And this is a good time because Ichiro's been the hottest hitter in baseball, and so far over 3 today. Try to keep the game right here. Got 9 outs of offense to go for the Rays side. The way Cliff Lee's throwing, efficient pitch count, you maybe need all 9 of those outs.
And he missed down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Garza for 6. Cormier and now Choate. Runner goes. The pitch, a wave and a miss, and that'll take care of Seattle in the top of the 7th inning. No runs, a walk, and a man left. Time for 7th inning stretch here. They're stretching on the beach. We're stretching here at the Trop. 1-0 Seattle. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. By Buddy's Home Furnishings, where there's no credit needed and up to 6 months, same as cash. And by Dodge Ram Trucks, award-winning Ram trucks, plus a new heavy duty. Make it one of the most powerful lineups in Ram history. Fans taking their 7th inning stretch at the ballpark, catching up on some reading at the beach. It's a kids' Sunday. Won a ball game, 1-0. And we want to send out birthday wishes to Katie Bryant, a great Rays fan and a big Evan Longoria fan. She's here celebrating with her brother and sister today. And she's actually done a little work for her high school newspaper, interviewing players and coaches with the tape recorder. And she's enjoying the game here. Happy birthday to Katie.
Happy birthday, Katie.
I'm not sure what's going on there. Better just to watch it and not comment on it. Well, the Rays need some runs. Hank Blaylock will step in this 1-0 game. Cliff Lee has had his way with the Rays through 6 innings. Made 86 pitches and thrown 60 strikes. First pitch is a strike, so what else is new? 8 strikeouts. Walked 1 and has allowed 2 hits, and 1 was a tainted hit, a double. 0-2. Blaylock has seen nothing but strikes. He's been down 0-2 every time up today.
Yeah, I think he's seen 9 pitches.
And he's out on strikes.
There's the 9th.
And the 9th strikeout for Lee.
Twice now, fastball up by Cliff Lee by design to Hank Blaylock.
Now it's B.J. Upton. B.J. doubled in the 2nd inning. And you mentioned an inning or 2 ago, Kevin, that's about the only bat pitch, if you want to call it that, delivered by Lee in this game.
Yeah, most of them have been like that right there. Knees and on the outside corner.
BJ taps it foul outside of 3rd. 2 strikes.
Tough way to go when every guy's hitting 0-2. You know what the percentages are there. They're not very good.
No, they're not.
Historically.
That's why Lee is retired 10 in a row. And that's going to be a fair ball. Up the right side toward the line. Upton cuts the bag and heads for 2nd. Ichiro's throw, not in time. A 2-base hit for B.J. Upton. B.J. took that one inside the right field line. That's his 2nd double of the day and his 9th of the year.
Yeah, that was just all hands right there. Protection swing. It's a good pitch by Cliff Lee, but a better piece of hitting by B.J. Look at that, just hands. No hip rotation. Didn't need it. That's off the outside corner. Was definitely a strike. A nice piece of hitting by B.J.
So 3 hits for the Rays, 3 doubles, the 2 by Upton, and then that double by Ibar that fell in among Ichiro, Gutierrez, Biggins, and Wilson in short center when they stood around and tried to find the pop fly. So here's Deontay Navarro, and he's under this one, pops it up. Wilson, the shortstop, makes the catch. So Navarro pops out on the first pitch here in the bottom of the 7th with a man at 2nd. 2 gone. Now it's Sean Rodriguez. Well, he struck out twice on a cutter, looking in the 2nd and swinging in the 5th. Outside of 3rd on strike. Here's the Rays bat in the bottom of the 7th. One and one.
Big hole in the right side of that infield as they're pinching B.J. Upton at second base there. That's Sean Figgins. There's a nice hole over there. If he goes outside with the cutter, but so far he's been going inside with the cutter on Sean.
And there's a shot back into right field. That ball is going to be over the head of Ichiro. Off the wall. Upton scores to tie it on the double by Sean Rodriguez. And this is a 1-1 ball game. Rodriguez takes it the other way to drive in the tying run. All 4 Rays hits have been for 2 bases.
He did get a backdoor cutter, and this time he went with it. Actually, it looks like a 4-seam fastball. I don't believe it was a cutter. I think it was just a normal 4-seam fastball. Up a little bit. Nice short swing, and he did go the other way. Not necessarily through that second base hole. He'll take the double to right instead.
So the Rays finally get to lead for a run.
Well, jumped, didn't it?
Yes, it did. He's got some bat speed, Rodriguez, and some power. Now here's Bartlett. Pitches inside. 1-0. So the Rays get on the board.
Jason Still, great numbers with runners in scoring position, 400.
4th best in the league, and he taps this one to 3rd. Lopez will scoop and throw in time to retire the side. The Rays get a run on a couple hits. We're through 7, tied 1-1. One ball game now as we go to the 8th inning on a kids Sunday here at Tropicana Field. Rays with a run in the bottom of the 7th to tie this contest. We go to the 8th. Sean Rodriguez with an RBI double tied the game. It will be Sean Figgins, Franklin Gutierrez, and Jose Lopez due up in the 8th. Randy Choate on the hill for the Rays. Dan Wheeler is in the bullpen up the right field side. Figgins takes the first pitch a little bit away. 1 ball, no strikes.
This is the side Sean has a good batting average from, but Joe Madden elects to keep Randy Choate in the game.
And he bunts through this pitch. 1-1 now. Garza 6 innings. Cormier 2/3. Choate got the last out in the 7th when he struck out Ichiro Suzuki. And a ground ball back to the hill. Choate with a toss to Blaylock at first. Biggins is out of there. And Joe Madden comes out of the dugout with a couple right-handed bats due up. He's going to make a pitching change. It'll be the 4th Rays pitcher of the game, and we'll be back in a moment. It'll be coming up at noon, a live chat on FoxSportsFlorida.com. You can voice your opinion, chat with other fans, and let us know what's on your mind. Join Dave Mondays at noon on FoxSportsFlorida.com. He's preparing for it even now. Dan Wheeler, the new pitcher. He's on to face Franklin Gutierrez, 16th appearance for the Rays right-hander.
And the toughest man in this Mariner lineup so far this year.
First pitch is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Wheeler worked here Friday night and got Gutierrez on strikes with a breaking ball, leaving men at 2nd and 3rd. The 8th, Sweeney, who's been hot, hit that home run off him. That made it 4-1 at the time, and the Rays eventually dropped the game 4-3. That's a strike. 1-1. Seattle scored a run in the 5th. The Rays scored their run in the 7th, and we play in the 8th.
That single today was off of Matt Garza. That was a 3-2 slider leading off the 6th.
And a popper, first base side, foul ball. Blaylock's after it, and he makes the catch down near the bullpen. And that's a big out to get Gutierrez on that foul pop.
Well, we're so used to seeing Carlos Pena when it goes up in the air, you think for sure it's an out. Blaylock made a nice play.
He's played more at third base, but has played some at first, and made a nice play right there.
He was out here early this afternoon, or this morning actually, working with Tom Foley defensively, working on some drills just to get acclimated to first base up here in the big leagues again.
2 gone, and the hitter is Jose Lopez. And a swing and a miss. Lopez missed the slider.
Good location right here. As you look at Fox Tracks, outside corner, right on the black of home plate.
The 0-1. He lays off the slider this time. Might have been a curveball. 1-1. Lopez hit a line drive into left in the 6th and up, and Crawford made a very good play on that. A base hit to center in the 4th inning, 1 for 3 on the day. And a fly ball down the left field line. That ball is a foul ball. Wow. A slider, and Lopez just met it. It hit it right down the line, but foul.
He sure did. That one got a little bit flat right there. He got it off the end of the bat, but in the right spot if it's going to go out down the line. And unfortunately, it looked foul.
Take another look at that pitch. Fortunately, it turned out to be just a souvenir for that young man, but it was close.
Yeah, it's a slider. Just spun a little bit there. Didn't have any depth to it. Stayed on the same plane as the bat.
The pitch is down, a fastball. 2-2. That's the one thing during this stretch where Wheeler had 8 consecutive scoreless outings. That slider had great depth, and that one was too flat.
Yeah, just in the same plane as the bat, and he just reached out over the plate and made contact with it, and almost hit it out.
2-2, and another fastball fouled back. Two gone with the bases empty. Well, let's hope that's his pitch to hit in this at bat. They say a hitter will get 1 pitch per at bat. Well, let's hope that's the one he gets, and that's it. 2-2. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. He struck him out, threw him a curveball to retire the side. Ball game heads into the bottom of the 8th. We are tied 1-1. Seattle opened the scoring with a base hit in the 5th inning. The Rays got a run back in the 7th on a Upton double and a double by Rodriguez. Cliff Lee has been very tough today, and the Rays defense has been equally as tough, with a number of outstanding plays in support of the Rays pitching. Carl Crawford will open the bottom of the 8th. And it's up the left field side. Will it hang up? Saunders can't get it. All the way to the wall. Crawford around second. He's going to go for 3. And he is safe at third base. Crawford goes all the way to third on that slicer that got by Saunders. A triple for Crawford. His 3rd of the year.
Well, the guy's going to be throwing first pitch strikes. Time to jump on the first pitch. Carl had seen enough of getting behind a count. Fastball away. And Saunders just did miss it. And right out of the box, Carl was looking 3. As soon as that ball got by Saunders, you knew he was going for 3 to lead off this inning. 95th career triple, 3rd triple this season.
So here is Gabe Kapler with the infield in, a man at 3rd and nobody out. Kapler pops it up, foul. That's going to be out of play.
I was about to say, we'll see if Joe Madden's hunch of hitting Kapler third pays off this time. He's got a chance to put the go-ahead run up there. Struck out twice. Go for 3 overall.
Get a soft liner to short in the third. We'd take that soft liner right now because it would be over Wilson's head.
It would be a base hit. You're right.
Bard and Lee talk it over. Teixeira, the right-hander. And of course, Teixeira throwing in the bullpen. 1 strike to count on Kapler. And a liner back into left. Saunders over to make the catch. The tag. Crawford will score. The Rays take a 2-1 lead. So Gabe Kapler in that number 3 spot comes through with a sacrifice fly.
Well, he had 4 chances to do something, and he gets the biggest sac fly of the game to break a 1-1 tie against one of the best pitchers in baseball, Cliff Lee. He hit that on the sweet spot, and Saunders knows it. He's got no chance on Crawford, so he just makes the catch and runs into the corner.
So a triple and a fly ball, and the Rays lead 2-1. Here's Evan Longoria swinging and missing at the first pitch. Out front a little bit. Well, Crawford's speed has helped defensively and offensively. Carl made that fine catch on Lopez line drive in the 6th and runs into a triple to start the bottom of the 8th and eventually scores the go-ahead run. A 1-1 count. Slow. 2-1. The Rays have Soriano up in the bullpen. Ground ball headed to short. Wilson with a quick pickup in the throw to first. Evan is out of there. In that Minnesota-New York game, Twins batting in the top of the 9th inning now. They scored 5 in the 8th. Kubel hit a grand slam, and it's 6-3 Minnesota as they hit in the top of the 9th in New York. Oh, a big cut to miss on the fastball. Ibar tried to add another run to the lead there.
And why not? First pitch, go for it. Jump on it. A little bit up and out of the zone, but that's what you got to be thinking.
0-2.
That grand slam by Kubel, by the way, was off of Mariano Rivera. Rivera had come in with the bases loaded and 2 outs and walked Jim Thome to make it 3-2 and then gave up the grand slam to Kubel.
Broken bat roller, foul. And New York had led 3-1 at that point. We mentioned earlier the Twins had lost 25 out of 28 games during the regular season in New York, dating back to 2002. Well, they'll try to hold on to a 6-3 lead. Two strikes to count to Willie Ibar. Strike 3 call, and that retires the side. 10th strikeout of the game for Lee, but the Rays get a run. We'll go to the 9th, and the Rays lead 2-1. Brought to you by AutoWay. If you need a car, truck, or van, who you going to call? AutoWay. Call 1-800-SHOP-AutoWay. By Checkers, little place, big taste. And by Tobacco-Free Florida. Escape the addiction of tobacco. Be free. Visit FloridaQuitline.com. The Rays have a 2-1 lead as we go to the ninth inning. Rafael Soriano, the new Rays pitcher. Griffey, Kochman, and Wilson due up in the ninth for Seattle. Soriano 2-0 with 9 saves. Griffey leads it off. The pitch is up and away. Griffey fouled out to the catcher Navarro in the 6th. That was that great play Nobby made.
Sure was. And a tough play with the shift on.
Cut and a miss. 1-1.
You had mentioned no chance for Evan Longoria on that particular pop-up. Evan just watched Nobby. I mean, he was playing shortstop like he is right now. Wonderful play by Gianna Navarro.
1-1. That's a strike. 1-2.
They pretty much just stayed away from Junior. Matt Garza had a similar fastball as far as velocity, about 93, 94 today, and that's what Soriano's doing so far in this sequence.
Soriano worked the ninth yesterday, gave up a walk to Gutierrez, and then got Sweeney Lopez. And fly ball popped into short center. Upton now tracks it and makes the catch. And that will be the first out. Let's take a look at the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment for the Rays. That came in the bottom of the 8th. Carl Crawford's tripled on the first pitch, up the left field line, back toward the corner. And then on an 0-1 pitch, Gabe Kapler hit the fly ball to left. That allowed Crawford to score, and that made it 2-1. That's where we are now, 1 out into the ninth inning. One ball, no strikes. Soriano got Sweeney, Lopez, and Tuiaso Sopo in the ninth inning yesterday. Retired Griffey this afternoon in the ninth. It's a little low. Baseball pretty close.
A little flinch by John Hirschbeck. When you see an umpire flinch like that, it means he probably guessed it was a fastball right. He had it right the first time, but then elected not to call it. Take a look. Across the knees, right there. Should have been a strike.
Man.
You had it right the first time, John.
And there's the strike.
Same pitch. It's just a tough time to miss one. I mean, it makes a big difference. Hitter hitting 2-0, 2-1. Should be 1-2 right now in a 1-run game.
So 3-1, and 2 of those pitches have been close, one closer than the last one.
Yeah, I think that one might have been wide, but definitely the 2 over the middle, back to back. One was called a strike, one wasn't.
There's a strike, and the count is full.
And Kochman always has been a guy coming up even with the Angel days that he worked the count. He's got a pretty good eye at the plate. That's not a hittable pitch for him.
Three pretty good pitches clustered down and away there in the strike zone. 3-2. And a ground ball headed toward the middle and a base hit into center. So Kochman with a 1-out single is aboard. That's the 6th Seattle hit. Josh Wilson will be the hitter. And Ryan Langerhans is going to run at first base for Kotzman. So it's a 1-on, 1-out 9th inning situation. And Wilson is the hitter. By the way, I think you mentioned it, Kevin, that triple for Crawford was his 95th of his career, and that puts him one behind in the active triples leaders list. Damon and Rollins each have 96.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's left field corner there. That triple, I mean, you knew you could only do that by running hard out of the box. That's what Carl did. Josh Wilson now, he's been on that first pitch fastball.
And the pitch is down. Slider to start it, 1-0. Wilson has scored the run today for Seattle. He opened the 5th with a base hit. It was the bottom part of the order that produced the run. Bard and Saunders followed with base hits, and Saunders drove in the run. A pop up this time. Pena is now in at first. Makes the catch. 2 outs. So Carlos Pena, who's in there replacing Blaylock defensively in the 9th, handles that.
Big swing by Josh Wilson. Second time he's popped up today. He was looking to try to find a gap with that big swing. Got underneath it. Barr just got to stay away from his power, which is middle end. He's a pull hitter from the left side.
Josh Bard, he's walked, singled, and hit a fly ball to left. He just joined the club today.
Not a rookie, though, as far as big league experience. He's had plenty of time in the big leagues with a variety of clubs. Pretty smart hitter, too.
Pitch down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Upton playing him slightly to pull in center field. And a pop up. Foul ball. Navarro makes the call. Rays win. Rays score 1 in the 7th and 1 in the 8th. And they defeat the Seattle Mariners 2-1. They win the series 2-1. Their 26th victory of the year. They're 26-11. Right now, they're a game and a half in front of New York in the East.